folks. No matter how good you think you are, no matter how good you think you can keep fish, sometimes you screw up. So after about 3 minutes, these are my tubes. You know it takes 5 minutes. You know that green one is ammonia and should be pretty much clear, maybe a tint of yellow. You know that purple one should be light blue, and that's nitrite. Nitrite still hasn't gotten there, that's the last one, but I'm gonna go in another 2 or 3 minutes, it'll be dark red. That's the water quality in my system right now. And I know why. It's not from lack of water changes, because, you know, I just did a pretty large water change the other day. I had a piece of that styrofoam on here to help with condensation, help with evaporation. And it had some filter sponges that I was letting dry out on top. I didn't think much of it for, I don't know, call it a week or so, but look at my filter flows. Completely, disgustingly filled with crap. And I bet that's just a nitrate and ammonia factor. That's what I'm guessing. And there is some food left over from last night, and I had someone comment on Facebook from one of the angelfish groups that, you know, that's going to turn to ammonia, and I'm like, it's just a day, I'll clean it up tomorrow. But yeah, time for a pretty big cleaning and water change. Wish me luck. Well, that's after longer than 5 minutes, but so what do you figure? 1 or 2 parts per million ammonia, either way, very high. 1 or 0.5 parts per million nitrite. Nitrites aren't bad. Maybe 20, maybe 40. Not 20, maybe 40, maybe 80. Could be bad. Not as bad as I thought. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I haven't tested my water in quite some time because I haven't, you know, really needed to. I tested the water on the new Guppy tank the other day. That tank, when I lost one, and that was fine. So what do we got going on? I removed all the floss. I've cleaned these 2 sponge filters, as you can see. I just, I don't use the method of putting them in a bag. I should. I talked about it the other day, but I just quickly lift them up, put them in a bucket of tank water, and squeeze them until I got chocolate milk, and put them back. You know, until the water comes out clean. So I've done those 2, because I can't tell you the last time I've done those 2. Clearly, that one needs to be done, and that one needs to be done. So I'm going to do those 2. I'm draining water here. I'm draining water there. I've already drained the sump twice, so I figure that's close to 100 gallons. I'm probably going to end up doing as big a water change as I can. You know, because I don't want my fish to suffer, and I got to get this problem fixed in the next 36 hours. So, big water change, big water change. I wonder if the safe that I used was masking really the conditions, because, you know, it does detoxify ammonia, nitrite, nitrate for 24 or 36 hours. And it's so easy to overdose because it takes so little. Even for, you know, even if you do a 100% water, so if I were to change 500 gallons, it's still like, I don't know, a quarter teaspoon or something really minor. And I'm sure I overdose all the time. What I do have to figure out is the mulm in this tank. I've been talking about it for a couple weeks now. I'd like to take care of some of it, but there are so many fry in there. I can't use a pump. I can't use the big siphon, and I don't know if the little siphon will do it. I gotta try something. Gotta try something in there. What else am I gotta do? I'm gonna look for some other sponge filters I haven't cleaned. Like, I don't think I've cleaned that one in a while, or this one in a while. So I'm gonna go do those, and I probably will end up testing my water when I'm done, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, kids, I'll be back. Well, here's the aftermath. I did add a layer of pinky filter floss to the mechanical filtration. So it goes through the pinky filter floss, then the poly back here. I mean, this is going away in a month or two, but I should have done better with my maintenance. I'm assuming the nitrates weren't ridiculously high. I mean, some people say 40 is ridiculously high, but they weren't like, you know, 120 or 200 because of this pothos plant that's, you know, grown quite well since I put it in here. That's the plan, that's the idea. I'm gonna test the water in a little while. I've just been adding safe to the sump every now and again just to make sure. I don't believe I have much chlorine in my water anyway. I will be getting some test strips to test that. I'm also going to be picking up a apparently a 209 gallon container. It's like a bin for either horse feed or water or, you know, produce stuff. It's from a farm. Supposedly it's only had food grade stuff in it. I'm going to look at it today. The woman says it'll hold water no problem. I calculated the measurements 48 by 42 by 24 to 209 gallons, which is pretty much perfect for my water system, my new auto water change system. That'll be the container that holds the water that goes into the water change system. You may be looking at that water on the floor. That is simply from when I picked up the garbage can. There was still a little water in it, and there's holes in the bottom, and it dripped out. So I'm gonna let this go for a little while longer. I am adding water. I did add water to the bottom tanks first. There was probably about 70 gallons between those two. Another probably 25 gallons in here, plus some in the top tanks, and 3 sumps worth. So if we calculate that, 3 sumps figures about 140 gallons. 210, 230, so almost a 50% water change. Not as much as I would have liked, probably close to 50%. Not as much as I would have liked, but I'm kind of running out of time. Luckily, I don't have to be to work today until later this morning. I'm waiting for a dryer delivery, and I have to put my youngest son on the bus, which comes at, what is that? Which comes at 9. Huh, I don't know what that was. Something in the sump, though. Alright, boys and girls, I'm going to go test my water, and I will show you the results. Well, I figured I'd show you this. I had a drip here. This is simply pushed on because there's no pressure, and it's just this tube that drains, so I didn't bother gluing it. Somehow it got dislodged a little bit. I pushed it back on. Doesn't seem to be dripping anymore. You can see that it does, the pipe did twist a little bit. I don't know why, probably just from moving stuff. This is another joint that was glued. And I put this rubber tape on. I'm noticing there's, let's see if I can, I'm noticing there's this little piece there. Rich from Rich's Fishes and I had a bet as to how long this would last. It's been, I must say it's been 4 or 5 months, which is longer than he thought, so I win. I don't know what I win, but ooh, look, my sump's about to overflow. Maybe we should go shut off the water and stop talking. Oy. Knock on wood, I've never had the sump. That's not true. That statement is false. I have had the sump overflow, but not from filling. I was doing stuff and I unplugged the sump and I had it too high. It's too high now. If power goes out, there will be 25-30 gallons of water on the floor probably. But I'm on a concrete slab in the basement and there is a floor drain right there, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter, but not really. Okay, kiddos, I'm gonna go check the new one. Well, because I have a ADD, I got sidetracked with fry in my sump. I see 3 or 4 fry in my sump. I'm guessing they're going to be, I guess there's only 3. I'm guessing they are guppy fry, probably from that tank somehow. Doesn't really matter. I've decided I'm not going to test my water, because if I test it from a tank, especially if it's a tank that I didn't really drain, like, you know, this tank was drained halfway, and so is this one. But this tank I didn't drain any water out of, because it's all connected for now. So I'm gonna wait until tonight when I get home from work, and I'll test my water then, and I'll film it. Okay guys, I'll be back. Okay, about 12 hours after water change, and I'm testing again. You can already tell that nitrate looks like it's going to be more than 0, and ammonia also looks like it might be more than 0, but I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes and see what we got. Well, 5 minutes have elapsed. Looks like we have 1 part per million ammonia, so that's down about half. And looks like we have about 1 part per million nitrite, which looks like it's the same or maybe even more. But I mean, I double dose prime, so it's not toxic right now. The fish, everybody ate. Let's see what we got. Those guys didn't eat this morning, but it looks like they ate dinner, so I'm gonna clean out their tank. These guys didn't really eat much. Those guys, and those guys I saw them eat, but yeah, we'll continue to do water changes. I'll probably end up doing a medium one tomorrow morning, and probably tomorrow night I will change as much water as I can before I leave. So let's hope that the cycle catches up. I do have a tank upstairs, but it's only a 30 gallon, so even if I take that filter out of here, it's probably not going to do much. So this sucks. Alright guys, see ya. Well, after approximately 12 hours, we're about at the same. Ammonia looks a little lighter. Actually, ammonia is lighter. Ammonia is 0.5 instead of 1. And nitrite is, I guess, 1, maybe 0.5, I don't know. This is one of those cases where if I had test strips, I could dip them and be done. But I don't have test strips because for 1,000 years, people have said test strips are crap. You have to have the API master test kit. And I'm beginning to think maybe test strips are okay. If Corey from Aquarium Co-op uses test strips and trusts his livelihood to test strips, maybe they're not that bad. Just something to think about. Maybe I'll go on a forum and tell people I love the test strips and see what kind of wrath I ensue. And then I could post the video I made about a-holes on Facebook. But anyway, that's the update for now on this. When I get home tonight, I will check again and do a huge water change. I'm going to try to change, 100% of the water over a couple hours, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I do have a problem though. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, you probably can, because I don't know if there's enough in here to do another test of my ammonia, bottle 1 and bottle 2. And so I thought, I'll just go buy the Tetra test strips and start using those out of necessity. Tetra test strips don't test ammonia. So I would have to buy a second test strip, and I don't know if I want to do that right now. So anyway, that's where we're at. Hello, fishy folks. Saturday morning, about 5 a.m. Getting ready to leave. Came down here to check the Fishroom because I did a pretty large water change yesterday. I had every tank down at least half. These tanks were down to, the bottom inch. Some tanks were down, especially with nothing in them, they were empty, but yeah, pretty large water change. And I see this, and I don't know why. And if I go back to the behind the rack, I think I'm going to see water on the floor. No. What the heck? Well, that's interesting. Did I just not fill it? That's very strange. Very strange, I tell you, folks. I think maybe the pipe just tilted over? I don't know. So let's turn this on. Fill her up. $77 in the sump. Here's on. It seems warmer down here, but so that's how we fill a tank. Looks like they didn't eat again last night, which is strange. I'll have to clean that out before I go. I also want to do a quick water test, see where I'm at. I may have one more ammonia test left in those bottles, but they feel empty. Alright guys, I'll be right back. Well, I figured out the problem. This is the tank that feeds that angel tank, and you can see the water is not dripping. This water is not being changed, so that water is not getting fed. So I don't know why. I thought it was last night, but maybe I was mistaken. See, this is what I don't like doing. I'm gonna leave in 10 minutes, and I don't know the extent of the, sorry about my fingers, flow. These red valves are very difficult to, that looks good. That little drip. Yep, that's perfect. Oh, sorry about the glare, guys. All right, let's test some water. Hey guys, fishy folks, hello from Japan. I just got settled into my hotel room, and on the plane I edited the video you just watched basically, but I deleted the last segment because 16-hour flight and I was cranky and tired, and I don't know, I just deleted it. My bad. So the long story short is down to between 0.5 and 0.25 ammonia and 0.5 and 0.1 nitrite. So things are looking better. My oldest son will be feeding my fish again. I told him just feed them once a day, even the angel fry, and feed them very lightly. So I'm gonna have another conversation with him and let him know that if he sees food in the bottom of the angelfish tanks, to vacuum it out. Excuse me. And maybe try some frozen food instead of, dry food, because that's probably what he's going to feed, because it's easiest, and I don't blame him. Anyway, so I think we're on the right track. Hopefully when I get back, things will still be okay, and we will continue the planning of the auto water change system, which will mean all the tanks will be separate. All right, I'll go over that when I get back. Hopefully I will visit another fish store. I will put links to the last 3 fish stores I visited in June when I was here in Japan. Pretty interesting stuff. So hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, share, talk about it with your friends, go to your local fish club. I don't know, just, whatever. Like would be nice, subscribe would be nice if you haven't already. Share would be really nice, but okay, I'm babbling now.